Okay, she walked away.
I don't see anybody like that.
She was in the door and then she walked away. It's kind of one of those cold shoulder dresses. Mm-hmm. You can see like some bare skin on her shoulder. All right, maybe a short one. 57.
14.
Yeah, 14.
What are we doing?
Want to just do it as written?
Let me see if I have it called. I don't think I have it called the next one.
It's the other hornpipe.
I want to play that one. I don't know where it is.
Is it 30 something?
Sorry, I'm kind of a
We
loss.
did Rondo.
Did we do Rondo yet? Bum,
We didn't do Rondo yet.
the Moray Rondo?
That's fine. So just keep an eye. She's going to come back. Be my pick.
Seated. Good morning, and welcome to all of our guests who have joined us today in this beautiful historic venue, which has become a tradition to celebrate the commencement ceremony of the Virginia Tech Carilion School of Medicine, honoring our 6th graduating class, the class of 2019. Today's commencement is also significant as the class of 2019 is the first class to graduate as Hokies, as the school became the 9th college of Virginia Tech on July 1st, 2018. Welcome, Virginia Tech President Timothy Sands, Carilion Clinic President and CEO Nancy Howell Agee, our keynote speaker today, faculty, staff, students, friends, and families of our students, and every other special guest today. I want to recognize two of our special guests in the audience today. First, Dr. Cinda Johnson, the founding dean of the Virginia Tech Carilion School of Medicine, retired in December of 2018. And I also want to recognize Dr. Lee Learman, who is the incoming dean of the Virginia Tech Carilion School of Medicine beginning July 1st, 2019. Would you all please stand? Thank you. A medical student does not make it to this day alone without other support, encouraging and guiding them in this journey. Here are just some of the groups here today watching the class of 2019 complete the milestone other healthcare, each of them for the next step in their journey, and they are all on track to be physicians you would choose yourself or your family, the kind of person that you want to be known as my doctor. And finally, the largest group in attendance today is the guests of our graduates. Each of you have affected the life of one of these students in a way that has resulted in their success in reaching their goals in becoming a physician. So students, before we continue with our program, I would ask you to stand and join me in thanking everyone here who's made this day possible for you. It is my great pleasure to introduce Dr. Timothy Sands, the 16th president of Virginia Tech. President Sands joined the university in June of 2014 and served on the medical school's board of directors when it was an independent school. Dr. Sands was a strong supporter of the integration of the medical school into Virginia Tech and helped lead us through the two-year process. His vision of expanding Virginia Tech to Roanoke continued to create a 1 million square foot innovation campus there to support the Commonwealth Materials Sciences from the University of California, Berkeley. Please join me in welcoming President Sands.
My dearest Andrew, war is hell. Nah, just kidding. Andrew, take a beat. Remember these rules. Number 1, be a human first. Your patients depend on it. Talk to your nurses. Talk to cafeteria workers. Talk to perfect strangers. Know the environmental services staff just as well as you know your attendings. Please smile and say hello to passersby in the hallway, especially after shift. Surround yourself with Aubrey Knights, Janie Woods, Michael Lustigs, and Jen Pages, and deepen your relationships with those who bring out the best in you. When you find those people, hold on to them. You've been blessed with the greatest partner in Elisa, but don't forget that she once broke up with a guy after he refused to give his restaurant left. Number 2, reject complacency. Andrew, you've been given the opportunity, rather the responsibility, to advocate for your patients like never before. You're no longer the shrewd medical student questioning the medical establishment, poking it, postulating how it could better serve the suffering. You are the medical establishment now. Do something about it, or risk complacency's mutant cousin, cynicism. Push the boundaries of biomedical science, shift the paradigm of care. And when you hit a wall that you can't seem to get past, you try to go over, you try to go around, you try to go under, you just can't get past it. There's one option. Turn away and walk. Walk away from the wall. Walk away, walk around the whole world until you find yourself exactly where you need to be on the other side. Never just be okay with the status quo, even if it means taking the long road. Number 3, lean in. Andrew, residency is not easy. Life is not easy. Be wise enough to understand this truth and bask in the beauty of its challenges. Where there's a difficult conversation to be had, run to it. When your patient's family tells you their loved one's outlook on life has completely transformed due to your compassionate ear and thoughtful treatment, celebrate with them. Remember what true strength is. That 23-weeker who's somehow oxygenating, even though the origins of air sacs in his lungs probably just formed a few days ago. Or that 90-year-old, otherwise healthy grandmother whose metastatic ovarian cancer has returned for the third time and has opted for another round of chemo just so she can be able to spend perhaps a few more years with her husband and her family. Let these patients fuel you. And when your patient dies, grieve their loss. Grief is part of humanity. It's proof of humanity. Have the courage to walk with your patients on their path and do not fear feeling. Rather, lean into it. Rejoice in their joys, be saddened by their suffering, and treat the person, not just the disease. Number 4, don't move on, move outward. Andrew, life is not lived linearly. We're all products of everything that we've experienced and carry with us the concentric memories and influences of a more distant time. Never forget your teachers, so many good, some less than good, who've pushed you to grow. Or those bike rides on your trash-picked Huffy, where you discovered sick new dirt piles to act as jumps and didn't tell your parents about. Hi, Mom and Dad. Or the moments when you realized that your parents were also people just like you, living their lives and experiencing the challenges of the world every day, except raising 4 kids on top of that. And on that note, hi, Mom, happy Mother's Day, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in the audience today. Your life is summative, and give these in whatever way you can. Notice the way the sun hits that tree in a certain way. Laugh out loud at the memory of an absurd everyday story. Be moved to tears by that sweet John Frusciante guitar. Participant in everything. So participate the hell out of it. Class of 2019, I think one of my favorite Joe Biden quotes sums up today pretty well. This is a big deal. You just gotta Google it. With all the celebration and excitement comes responsibility and weight. Luckily for us, we've had our families and our friends, the tremendous people of Virginia Tech, Carilion Clinic, and the Roanoke community prepare us for all the successes, the challenges, and the humanity to come. I can't wait to see what we achieve as physicians and as people. And it makes my heart swell thinking about how we can change the world. All we need to do is jump joyously in. And to everyone here today, thank you so much for all of you have done for us. I can only hope that we make you proud. So to my friends, to the VTC class of 2019 with love, let's leave this auditorium and do well, but more importantly, do good. Thank you. It's now my honor to introduce my friend, classmate, roommate, and brother, Nate Ziman.
Hello. I hope you're all having a great start to the day and a wonderful time in Roanoke. I'm so happy that each of you are here, and I know that the rest of my class is as well. When Dr. Knight told me I'd be speaking at graduation, I was honored, I was excited, and I immediately began thinking about what last old man wisdom I could impart or try to impart to the rest of my classmates. We've learned a lot about each other and in many ways grown together. So if someone could please make sure Ray and Swami are listening, Yeah, that would be great. And for me, it was easy to think about the phrases we've heard time and time again. The importance of listening, the importance of empathy, Jelly telling us we're having McAllister's for lunch, But this speech is going to focus on something different, a girl really important to me, and her name is Paige. And for those of you that know me, you know that's neither the name of my mother nor my girlfriend, who I met here at VTC, by the way. But Paige was a 1998 anything but pristine Toyota Corolla that I traded for a bottle of wine in San Francisco only 8 days before the start of medical school. On our cross-country road trip, our relationship started out rough. We were both pretty sunburnt, and while in the middle of New Mexico, I learned that my apartment lease in Roanoke fell through, and when I arrived, I no longer had a place to live. Immediately, I felt stress, doubt, anxiety, feelings that each of us here have felt numerous times on our journey to this stage. But on that particular day, it was my future roommate, Sahal, who stepped up and took care of us. And what I didn't know at the time is that this level of blind caring that I experienced on day one, well, day -5 if Cliff is counting, but nonetheless, it's a value that I would find to be instilled at VTC from top to bottom. It's the basis of PBL, our problem-based curriculum. It's at the core of being a good partner on rotations. I mean, somebody had to ask for the opportunity to study medicine, but also for building a student-centered environment that's allowed us to flourish, be who we are, and when necessary, stand up. I mean, we have our social chair, who planned so many great events for us. Every day felt like to climb in through the passenger side just to get to the driver's seat. And well, for me and Paige, that was most of second year. And in addition to leaning on each other, it came down to the care and support from you all, our family, our friends, and our mentors. Whether here in Roanoke or watching down from afar, knowing that we were not alone is what helped us stay and drive. And as we've heard today, our next steps are going to be hard, tiresome, and when we inevitably forget about why we signed up for this, I challenge you all not to forget to look into the rearview mirror at VTC, our laughs, our post-exam basketball games, our softball strikeouts, and whatever else you did to shift into overdrive when you had to. But most importantly, know that myself and the people here today, our care, our love, and our support will still be here to keep you going forward. And when all else fails, and you have to sell your car to the Vinton junkyard, remember to always smile like Dr. Sweet, care like Dr. Knight, instill confidence like Emily Holt, and represent yourself as proudly as Dr. Nolan wears his mustache. Thank you. And now I'd like to introduce our next speaker. And this doctor was chosen by our class because of our respect for his knowledge, his approachability, but most notably for how he treats his students. While I was on my emergency medicine rotation, I was able to work directly with Dr. John Burton. He made me feel valued as a learner. He asked me questions not to show that he knew the answer, but to push me to think about the pathology and the patient from a new perspective. He also happens to be the chair of the Department of Emergency Medicine at Carilion Clinic, as well as professor and department chair of emergency medicine at VTC. He joined Carilion in May of 2010 as the chair of the department and is currently the longest continuous serving chair among the 9 clinical departments at both VTC and Carilion Clinic. Prior to this, Dr. Burton earned his BA in chemistry and subsequently his medical degree at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, before continuing on to complete his emergency medicine residency at the University of Pittsburgh. Thus, I'm thrilled to introduce you all to Dr. John Burton.
Well, I don't know about you, but I don't like those hats. It's not the flat part of them so much. It's just the tassel, and it swings around, it gets in your mouth and your eye. The next thing you know, you got to go in the ER looking like an idiot going, well, I got this tassel in my eye, and what do I do about it? Jeez. All right, so we got a major emergency here. We'll get to my... So I was going to do like an ER doc here today and just wing it. One of my partners and I one evening were reading about a new catheter to place in. It was a new central line catheter, and we didn't know much about it, so we were standing behind the patient's bed, the head of their bed, and reading the directions before we put it in. And the patient said, "Hey, docs, you're not reading the directions back there, are you?" Because he couldn't see us because he's looking that way. And we said, "Oh, no, we're just talking about the best technique and comparing the way we like to do this." Well, I'm just a simple country doctor trying to make my way. And of course, my address on behalf of the faculty is directed to the students. I'm incredibly grateful to the graduating class of 2019 for the honor of sweating and worrying over the challenge of these remarks on this auspicious occasion. Thank you very much. When Dr. Knight contacted me and told me I'd been invited as the faculty graduation speaker, my first reaction in all caps on email was, "What in the world are they thinking?" I asked this question to Dr. Knight, and he replied something along the lines of my task would be to impart some wisdom as a representative of the faculty. I asked my wife the same question, and she said, "I bet they just wanted you to entertain them for a while." So I thought about ditching the wisdom bit and telling some really entertaining stories. And in nearly all of my entertaining stories, I'm a Ulysses-type ER doctor who is on an epic adventure. And instead of fighting mythical beasts like the Scylla and Charybdis, I'm a more modern citizen doctor hero who's fighting the ignorance and foolishness of the world. I'm always the hero in all of my stories, or at least my favorite ones. And those are the ones I tell the students. In the end, though, I decided against entertainment and stories because, let's face it, I'm really not that funny. And besides, I've got limited time here, so let's get on with it. Therefore, I'm opting for a very brief, wisdom-laced bit of remarks as a representative of the faculty to impart some final comments to you. Bruce Yee recently published an article in Forbes magazine reflecting on the term provider as it's applied to physicians, to doctors. In Yee's article, he writes, and I quote, "People spend considerable time and money to go to medical school and then undergo years of unpleasant training because they want something more than a job. They want a calling. They want a profession. They want an opportunity to change lives, not just to provide stuff." The whole point of Yee's article here is to rant a bit on this term provider as it's increasingly used and applied to doctors in the United States. Yee notes, however, that the word doctor dates back approximately 2,000 years as a Latin term derived from the word doctus, meaning to teach or to instruct. Welcome, new providers, class of 2019 providers. I encourage you all, don't identify yourself as a provider of things, at least professionally. From this day forward, be a doctor. Heal, teach, instruct, live, and breathe this profession, this calling. The best advice I ever received as a student from a faculty member was, and I quote, "Be a real doctor, not a play doctor." And when my class asked Dr. Biggers, an otolaryngologist at the prestigious University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, what the difference was between a real doctor and a play doctor and how we could get there, he said, "Look in the mirror and you'll know the difference." So some parting comments about the road ahead. I appreciate Dr. Barr talking about the challenge of residency. I agree with him. And if your residency is making no sense to you a month from now, for Pete's sake, for once in your life, be patient. But after a year of patience, if you're still not feeling the calling, think about a change. Don't saddle yourself with 30 years of unenlightened service when you can make a change and you might miss your true calling. Statistics show that there will be very few of you that will need to make that change. Secondly, if you love your specialty but you're not feeling the calling in a particular position, for goodness sakes, make a change. Go to another group, another hospital, another state, consider part-time. Heck, maybe even move your desk from one side of the office over to the other side of the office. Just make a change. And third, don't confuse challenge or unpleasantness with unhappiness. You've worked hard for this degree. We all know that. We know you are celebrating the finish line today. The tape is across your chest, fluttering in the wind this afternoon, and you should celebrate. Do understand, however, this is really the beginning. It's a very early stage of your calling. The residency is the thing. Give it everything you've got. Develop your talents. Don't let us or yourselves down. Finally, don't forget what got you here: hard work, commitment, and dedication. And for your generation, your professional life ahead, and it should be filled with challenges. That's rare that anything is attained easily and without sacrifice. You should feel that you're a servant in your journey, a servant of your talents to those in need. The faculty and I now leave you to the next stage of your journey, your calling, your profession. So I'll close and say thank you, doctors, class of 2019 doctors. The faculty congratulates each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Burton. I think I know what they were thinking. Thank you so much for those remarks. Founding Dean Johnson started a tradition several years ago by inviting one of our alumni to speak during commencement. We are proud of our alumni, and having one speak to these newly graduating physicians will give each a perspective on what the next few years will be like. In July, only 2 months away, these graduates will begin their journey as residents to prepare for the specialty they chose over the course of the next 3 to 7 years. We've selected Dr. Catherine Gambale Trigonis, a graduate of the class of 2016, for this honor. Katie grew up in Alexandria, Virginia, where Virginia Tech's New Innovation Campus will reside. She attended the University of Virginia for her undergraduate degree, and after undergrad, she completed a 2-year fellowship at the National Institute of Mental Health in Bethesda, Maryland. She then came to VTC SOM, where she served as president of her class for all 4 years and the student body president for her 4th year. She met her husband in their initial M1 PBL group. Katie and Russell graduated with the class of 2016 and matched together in Charlotte, North Carolina, where Katie is finishing her residency in family medicine at Carolina's Medical Center. She earned several awards for teaching while there, including the University of North Carolina School of Medicine Whitehead Excellence in Teaching Award. She was recently inducted into the University of North Carolina School of Medicine Academy of Educators, neither of which is a surprise to me. Katie and Russell are moving this summer to Indianapolis, where she will be in an academic and clinical position at Indiana University Health, while Russell will be doing a fellowship in critical care medicine. I am
Thank you so much for the very nice introduction. The last time I stood in front of a crowd next to Dr. Knight, I was wearing all white as I married the man I met in my Block 1 PBL group, first year of medical school. Now, every time my husband acts like a butt, I thank Dr. Knight. For laymen in the audience, butt is a technical medical term. When I was invited to speak at this wonderful ceremony, Dr. Knight gently reminded me that I am not one of the important people and that I should keep it short, so I promise that I will. As I considered what I would say to the soon-to-be doctors this morning, I thought back to this day 3 years ago when I was one of you. I vividly remember wearing the scratchy gown, not wanting to wear this cap that I know would give me hat hair in the pictures that would soon be taken. I also remember ignoring the speakers and daydreaming about what adventures awaited me in residency and beyond. After completing 4 years at this exceptional medical school and watching and then rewatching the full series of the show Scrubs, I felt that I could handle just about anything that residency could throw my way. Now, as I approach my own residency graduation and the very last graduation of my career, I can honestly tell you that you will not only be able to handle residency, but you will rise above as elected interns of the year, peer mentors, team leaders, chief residents, role models, and perhaps most importantly, educators. As VTC graduates, you are uniquely qualified to be the best teachers in any setting. Whether it's teaching a medical student, acting intern, or educating a patient on the harmful ways diabetes can affect their body, I promise that you will be the best. We have earned an invaluable skill set in excelling in the art of explanation. I promise that the countless nights you spent on those patient-centered learning PowerPoints have not gone for nothing. As VTC graduates, I guarantee that your case conferences, M&Ms, and family meetings will be the absolute best. You are prepared to be outstanding. You will win awards, but the best compliments of all will come from your patients when they say thank you for taking the time to answer their questions and teach them what's happening in their bodies. In fact, these types of interactions with patients provide the greatest rewards of residency and give you all a lot to look forward to. I can't describe the great joy of a patient thanking you with a box of chocolates for delivering their beautiful baby, or giving you a hug for helping them reduce their blood sugar. And that's why I never share my candy with patients. My last words of advice: remember to take care of your patients to the best of your ability, and to take care of yourselves and your fellow residents as well. Emulate your mentors here. Help to stabilize a critically ill patient like Dr. Jack Perkins. Navigate complex group dynamics like Dr. Mark Greenewald. Expertly ultrasound gallbladders like Dr. Paul Dallas, and rock pencil skirts and empower patients with SMART goals like Dr. Terrence Schmidt-Dalton. Class of 2019, you have the skills learned and refined here that will make you the best lifelong educators and healers. So go forth and learn and heal and teach and make your PowerPoints. Only, as Arya Stark of Game of Thrones would say, not today. Today is for celebrating. Your goal today should be to find out where Dr. Very is partying. For making me
Nancy Howell Agee. Nancy is the president and CEO of Carilion Clinic, our academic medical center partner with Virginia Tech in developing and supporting the Virginia Tech Carilion School of Medicine. Carilion is a $2 billion not-for-profit integrated health system headquartered here in Roanoke, serving over 1 million people in Virginia and West Virginia. Carilion Clinic employs over 1,000 physicians, many of whom are VTC SOM faculty. Nancy co-led Carilion's transformation from a collection of hospitals to a fully integrated, patient-centered, physician-led organization. The reorganization included a public-private partnership with Virginia Tech to create our Medical School and Research Institute, known now as the Fralin Biomedical Research Institute. Nancy is a nationally recognized leader in healthcare and is the immediate past president of the American Hospital Association, which is a membership organization representing the nation's 5,000 hospitals. She was named the most influential people in a list for most influential persons in Virginia for the last 7 years. She also serves on several boards, including service to the Virginia Tech Carilion School of Medicine Board prior to its integration into Virginia Tech. Nancy received her undergraduate degree from the University of Virginia and her graduate degree from Emory University and postgraduate studies at the Kellogg School of Business, Northwestern University. Please give a warm welcome to Ms. Nancy Howell Agee.
Good morning.
Dean Harrington and Mrs. Harrington, President Sands, honored guests, distinguished faculty, families and friends of our graduates, and most especially our graduates. Thank you for inviting me to be a part of this momentous occasion. It is momentous because it represents the culmination of years of hard work. It's also the beginning. Signifies your class, the class of 2019, will be the first to receive a medical degree from Virginia Tech. That's just one way that you've become the hokiest class we have. And you know what? You're all invited to the medical school's official college tailgate at one of this fall's Virginia Tech football games. So look for your invitation. And I'm pretty sure if there's a medical emergency in Lane Stadium, we'll be covered. You are also true blue Carilion. You were trained by our Carilion physicians, and 4 of you will continue your education at Carilion through residencies here. The 33 other members of your class will fan out across the U our values. Virginia Tech Carilion School of Medicine graduates are represented in nearly every state in the union. Your 100% match continues a precedent of the 5 classes before you, and many of you are entering residencies among the most prestigious in their specialties. Excuse me. I cannot tell you how proud of you we are. And it's clear to me that you are proud of your medical school too, and especially founding Dean Cinda Johnson, who support the continued evolution of the program Dr. Johnson graduates with medical school behind you. I would like to be one of the first to officially call you doctor. You are now a physician. You are well on your way to what I hope will be a long and meaningful career in medicine. No matter what specialty you pursue, internal medicine, emergency medicine, pediatrics, ophthalmology, surgery, our field is dynamic, exciting, and rapidly changing. And while change is constant, what remains is innately human, where healing and hope take place through the sacred connection between a physician and a patient. As you begin this new chapter in your lives, so is VTC. So we're all changing. It's been an honor for me to be part of the VTC School of Medicine from its beginning more than 10 years ago, when all we really had was a vision, an underutilized industrial brownfield, and the outline of Virginia Tech Carilion School of Medicine literally on the back of a napkin. Not much more. Today, we have a vibrant, competitive, extraordinary school because of the faculty, the students, and our graduates. This human business we're in, where I've spent nearly 4 decades, continues to astonish me. In no other field can you truly say you are a part of saving lives and performing miracles. One day soon, you alone will sit with the patient and tell her she has cancer. One day soon, you alone will describe to a family that their loved one has died. You alone will have the responsibility to assess physical findings, history, and labs, and give a patient a clean bill of health. You, alone, will have a tired but bright smile as you say to new parents, "Welcome to your new son." Will you really be alone? Well, in some ways, yes. There's a tremendous responsibility in being a physician, but in so many ways, no, because you carry with you everything you've learned these past 4 years. We are a part of you. Healthcare isn't about isolation and loneliness. It's about being part of a marvelous team. Never forget that. My career in healthcare has given me the intimacy with some of life's miracles and many of life's challenges. I've seen, as you will, the human experience through a range of emotions, from profound to indescribable joy. You truly are on the cusp of a remarkable journey. And wherever that journey takes you, I hope you will find meaning and joy in your professional and personal life. Well, the best commencement speeches are mercifully short and largely forgettable. I don't remember any of my commencement speeches, as Katie's just mentioned, and I am under no illusion you will remember this one. Truly, commencement speeches have very little to do with the reason that we are here. So perhaps my job is to extend this precious moment just a little longer. Look around. Look at each other. This is likely the last time this group, your friends and faculty, the 2019 graduating class, will be together. Commencement speeches are also expected to give up a few pearls of wisdom, and I'll do the same. So here's my top 10. Number 1, take care of yourself. Wear sunscreen, get a flu shot, don't smoke. Number 2, take out the earbuds, limit your screen time. Number 3, be astonished at sunsets. Don't forget to smell the roses. Number 4, this is your mother. Pay your bills on time. Don't live above your means. Number 5, worship your God. Number 6, say thank you. Today especially, thank those who have paved the way for you, moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, spouses, maybe even sons and daughters. Certainly our faculty, administrators, clergy, and friends. They've encouraged you, written checks for you, made dinner for you, listened, cared, and today they're celebrating with you. Say thank you. Number 7, be brave. Do the right thing even when it's hard. My favorite animal is a turtle. Do you know why? Because a turtle doesn't get anywhere unless she sticks her neck out. Sometimes you've got to stick your neck out for your patients. Number 8, make new friends and keep the old. One is silver and the other's gold. Number 9, call home. And we are part of your home. Come back to see us because we're going to miss you. Live life well. If our patients teach us one thing, it's that life is precious and there are no guarantees. Focus on the things that really matter. Life isn't about the years, it's about the moments, and you're having one. 2019 graduating class of Virginia Tech Carilion School of Medicine, congratulations.
So we've heard from the representatives from the student body, from the faculty, the alumni, and finally, our esteemed keynote speaker. Today is about celebrating the completion of a 4-year journey for you, our students. So, on to what we're here to witness. With the class of 2019, please rise. Dean Harrington. Dean Harrington, I have the high honor and great privilege of presenting to you the candidates for the degree Doctor of Medicine from the Virginia Tech Carilion School of Medicine.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Tech Carilion School of Medicine, and by the virtue of the authority vested in me, I hereby confer
We call these ceremonies commencement for a reason, for graduation marks the end of one thing, but the beginning of another. The 30, less than 2 months, green velvet, the traditional color for medicine. The interior of the hood is blue and maroon, representing the colors of Carilion. Dr. Andrew Michael Barr. Dr. David William Barton. Dr. Amy Louise Kalimlim. Dr. Yu-Ray Raymond Chang. Dr. Brian William Connor. Dr. Stephen Matthew Crane. Dr. Ryan Alexander Duffy. Dr. Andrew Leach Gaddis. Dr. Rebecca Stoneman Gates. Dr. Anirudh Krishna Goud. Dr. Ellen Elisa Hammett. Dr. Andrew Osama Hanna. Dr. Adam David Heilman. Dr. Clifton Rupert Hauk. Dr. Irie Cato. Dr. Lamvi Tai Lay. Dr. Lindsay Anastasia McGuire. Dr. Timothy Viet Nguyen. Dr. Quan Huang Feng. Dr. Andrew Lemuel Plaster. Dr. Dr. Sahal Albith Thahir. Dr. James Harrison Wade. Dr. Shah Mohammed Jawad Zafar. Dr. Nathan Scott Zyman.
Would all physicians in attendance, including our newest physicians to my left, stand and recite the oath, which can be found on the last page of your program. I swear to fulfill, to the best of my ability and judgment, and with the support and encouragement of others, this covenant. I will respect the hard-won scientific gains of those in whose steps I walk, and gladly share such knowledge as is mine with those who are to follow. I will apply, for the benefit of my patients, all measures appropriate, avoiding those twin traps of overtreatment and undertreatment. I will practice the art of medicine as well as science, remembering that warmth, sympathy, and understanding may outweigh the use of scalpel or drug. I will not be ashamed to say I know not, nor will I fail to call in my colleagues when the skills of another are needed. I will remember that I do not care for a patient alone. Rather, I am part of an interprofessional team, all of whom offer their skills to assist with patient care and caring. I will respect the privacy of my patients, for their problems are not disclosed to me that the world may know. Most especially must I treat with care in matters of life and death. Recognizing this awesome responsibility must be faced with great humility and awareness of my own frailty. I will remember that I do not treat data or disease, but a sick human being whose illness may affect family and economic stability. My responsibility includes these related issues if I am to care adequately for my patient. I will prevent disease whenever I can, for prevention is preferable to cure. I will remember that I remain a member of society with special obligations to all my fellow human beings, those sound of mind and body, as well as the affirm. If I do not violate this oath, may I enjoy life and art, respected while I live, and remembered with affection thereafter. May I always act so as to preserve the finest traditions of my calling, and may I long experience the joy of serving those who seek my help. You may be seated.